Well, good evening. This is Saturday night at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center, and it is a great night amidst the there is the potential of not a snowstorm, a storm outside, so we'll keep an eye on that for us all. This is the third annual Audi Midtown Toronto Pan Am Invitational hosted by the Scarborough Swim Club. We want to make special notice to our event sponsor, Audi Midtown Toronto, located on Yorkland Boulevard in Toronto. Thank you so much for your generous support of this program. It goes a long way towards helping the meet be a success, and we really appreciate your support. Your starter for this evening is Mr. Andrew Perry, and your referee is Mr. Paul Sostar. The order of events this evening are the 400-meter freestyle. It's 10 heats of time final 400s. We want to remind you that we're swimming these 400s in reverse order. We're swimming the 400s fast to slow. Not slow to fast as normal, but fast to slow in case there are some 400-meter freestyle swimmers swimming right after that in the 50 free. The other notable change is all races this evening are being introduced in the water. We are not introducing you behind the blocks. We're introducing you in the water after you get started. So the order of events for tonight are 400 freestyle time finals, followed by 200 breast, 50 free, 200 IM, and 100 back. If you are an alternate, please report to the session referee prior to your potential race. We did have some no-shows last night. We want to make sure we fill the lanes. We do not want any empty lanes. We are ready to go. We would like to now have you stand and please join in the singing of our Canadian National Anthem. In the water now is heat 1 of 6 time finals, 400-meter freestyle. Okay, this will speed things up a bit. We're running 2 per lane in the 400 freestyle. And just to clarify, we have heat 6 and heat 5 in the water, the fastest heats for the 400 free. In the water now, we have heats 2 and 1, 400-meter freestyle, the final 2 heats for women in this event. In the water now is heats 4 and 3, 400-meter freestyle for the boys. In the water now are heats 2 and 1, boys 400-meter freestyle. We do have a significant change. We are now back to introducing the swimmers in the A finals behind the block. Swimmers for the A finals will be introduced behind the block prior to the start. The B final will be introduced in the water. Once again, A finals will be introduced behind the block. B finals are being introduced after the start. Next event up, 13 and over, 200-meter breaststroke, B final. Mr. Referee. In the water in lane number 0 from Toronto, Astrid Bergman. Lane 1 from Toronto, Ella Farnwood. Lane 2 from Region of Waterloo, Samantha Burton. Lane 3 from Scarborough, Sarah Jeffries. Lane 4 from Oakville, Olivia Frost. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Elise Borgi. Lane 6 from Suam, Ottawa, Gwyneth Hargadon. Lane 7 from Pickering, Sarah Lacey. Lane 8 from Toronto, Heather Kolb. And lane number 9 from Waterloo, Mackenzie Liu. Ten meters to go in this B final of the 200-meter breaststroke, 13 and 14 girls. Your unofficial winner, Gwyneth Hargadon at 256.97, Olivia Frost 257.52, Sarah Jeffries 259.44. Up next, championship final, 200-meter breaststroke, 13 and 14 girls. In lane 0 from Oshawa, Hannah Kolesnik. Lane 1 from Ajax, Natalie Merrill. Lane 2 from Oshawa, Alexanne Prohl. Lane 3 from Dorado, Sophia Calavini. Lane 4 from Ottawa, Julie Brasseau. Lane 5 from Toronto, Jillian Coombs. Lane 6 from Markham, Emma Gow. Lane 7 from Toronto, Lorden Bennett. Lane 8 from Markham, Catherine Lee. And in lane number 9 from Toronto, Ashley Arthur. Mr. Referee. If you have friends and family at home who want to watch this event, please have them check out www.rectachtv.ca to watch this event. Live streaming, it's on right now. At the 100, Julie Brosseau from Swim Ottawa, 1:15.74 at the 100. Swimming away with this thing from Swim Ottawa, Julia Brosseau in lane number 4 is having an excellent swim. 2:42.69. Jillian Coombs from Toronto, 2:49.31. Sophia Calavini, 2:51.24. The results on the board are official. Up next, the B final, 15 and over girls 200 meter breaststroke. Mr. Referee.
Tristan. First alternate or him?
In the water now from Swim Ottawa, lane 0, Zoe Magan. Lane 1 from Toronto, Reese Bernard. Lane 2 from Markham, Daniela Salvo. Lane 3 from Granite, Danielle Tecker. Lane 4 from Toronto, Claire Hudichin. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Anissa Cease. Lane 6 from Sudbury, Martine Nyhoff. Lane 7 from Ajax, Erica Vandervoort. Lane 8 is a substitution from Nicholas City, Tristan Akia Lozon. And in lane number 9 from Swim Ottawa, Ellie Akinap Smith. Swimmers are reminded to please report to the session referee if you are an alternate for this event or any event this evening. Martine Nyhoff with a 254.19. Daniela Salvo from Markham, 254.90. And Clara Hudichin, 258.67. The results on the board are official. Up next, the championship final, 15 and over girls 200-meter breaststroke. In lane 0 from Richmond Hill, Karina Rusin. Lane 1 from Waterloo, Alina Armbruster. Lane 2 from Orangeville, Grace Grant. Lane 3 from Granite Gators, Claire Nurmi. Lane 4 from the Sioux, Olivia Sturmonsky. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Abby Sostar. Lane 6 from Richmond Hill, Jiwoo Kwan. Lane 7 from Toronto, Matilda Goldie. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Olivia Baldwin. And lane number 9 from Toronto, Isabella Monahan. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Olivia Starmonsky, 35.19. Abby Sostar from Orangeville, 35.99. Jiwoo Kwan, 38.03. At the 100, Olivia Starmonsky, 115.18. Abby Sostar, 116.84. And Matilda Goldie, 122.26. Olivia Starmonsky has increased her stroke cadence on the third 50 from 31 to now 36 strokes a minute, coming in for the win at 237.40. Abby Sostar at 242 flat. Claire Nurmi for unofficially the bronze, 250.97. Just a reminder to have alternates please arrive at the referee, please, before each event. The results on the board are now official. Up next, the B final, boys 13 and 14, 200 breast. Mr. Referee. In lane 0 from Markham, Jason Ling. Lane 1 from Ajax, Corey Gui. Lane 2 from Charlottetown, David Du. Lane 3 from Scarborough, Paul Christen. Lane 4 from Oakville, Emile Vallette. Lane 5 from Richmond Hill, Rick Huang. Lane 6 from Toronto, Denise Kiss. Lane 7 from Scarborough, Kareem Cease. Lane 8 from Ajax, Brody Kajura. Lane 9 from Richmond Hill, Avesta Ashuri. At the 50, Corey Gui at 37.72. Rick Wang, 37.86. David Du, 38.38. Rick Wang, 2:08.34 for Rick Wang. Corey Gui at 2:08.36. And Brody Kajuria, 2:09. Lane 1, lane 8, lane 5, we're all over the map. In these finals, all you need is a lane. Rick Wang, 2:53.33. With an excellent final 50, Corey Gui at 2:53.68. And Brody Kajuria, 2:54.76. The results on the board are now official. Up next, the championship final, 13 and 14 boys, 200-meter breaststroke. In lane 0 from Richmond Hill, Andrew Vojenko. Lane 1 from Dorado, Caden Ma. Lane 2 from Richmond Hill, Jerry Zhao. Lane 3 from Toronto, Jonathan Lebel. Lane 4 from Markham, Stephen Hui. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Owen Jibb. Lane 6 from Toronto, Philip Samardis. Lane 7 from Richmond Hill, Max Dominin. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Kosia Agagawa. Lane 9 from Scarborough, Tulsi Nareen Singh. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Stephen Hui at 35.59. Kosea Akigawa, 36-14. 36-32 for Jonathan Lebel. At the 150, Stephen Hui at 156.89. Jonathan Lebel, 201.1. And Philip Semerdy, 201.31. Stephen Hui has increased his stroke count to 35.5 strokes a minute on this last few meters coming into the finish at 2:38 flat. From Markham, Philip Semerdy, 2:42.87, and Jonathan Lebel, 2:43.25. The results on the board are now official. Up next, the B final, 15 and over boys, 200 breaststroke. Mr. Referee. We have an empty lane with no alternates in this event. Lane 0 from Scarborough, Matthew Yan. Lane 1 from Granite, Jason Deng. Lane 2 from Ajax, Connor Smythe. Lane 3 from J Dolphins, Evan Lowe. Lane 4 from Vaughan, Adita Misra. Lane 5 from Markham, Logan Tran. Lane 6 from Richmond Hill, Christian Senna. Lane 7 from Whitby Dolphins, Ethan Plasek. Lane 9 from Richmond Hill, Leo Guan. We have a correction. Lane 9, Dylan Garland. At the 100 lane, 7, 118.99 for Ethan Plasek. Adita Misra, 119.90, lane 4, and Christian Senna in lane 6, 120.16. Ethan has a cluster of swimmers hanging on to him here. He's stroking in at 38 strokes a minute. Ethan Plasek from Whippy Dolphins, 245.76. Adita Misra, 246.86. And Christian Senna, 247.11. The results on the board are official. Up next, championship final, boys 15 and over, 200 breaststroke. In lane 0 from Richmond Hill, James Lee. Lane 1 from St. John's Legends, Josh Dancy. Lane 2 from Waterloo, Matthew Burton. Lane 3 from Markham, Ethan Jong. Lane 4 from Scarborough, Ashi Aigawa. Lane 5 from Vaughan, Max Howe. Lane 6 from Toronto, Aidan Stever. Lane 7 from Ajax, Matthew Nowak. Lane 8 from Dorado, Mario Agostino. And in lane 9 from Charlottetown, Blake Kingston. Mr. Referee. At the 50, 34.43 for Ethan Jong. Shawi Akagawa, 34.47. Josh Dancy, 34.81. At the 100, Ethan Jong, 113.07. Ashi Akagawa, 113.79. Max Howe has moved up into third spot, 113.83. Maintaining his lead, Ethan Jong, 152.71. The best breaststrokers maintain the distance on their kick on this final 50. Stroke cadence does pick up, but it's great to see some powerful kicking going on here. Ethan Jong for the win, 232.68. Matthew Burton, 234.27, and Max Howe, 234.63 for the great third 50. The results on the board are now official. We're now moving to the other end of the pool. All 50s are starting at the south end of the pool. 50 freestyle is up first. First event up, girls 13 and 14, B final, 50 freestyle. Lane 0, Markham's Aaron. Lane 1, Ottawa, Maya. Lane 2 from Toronto, Lorden. Lane 3 from Bonn, Lucia. Lane 4 from Ottawa, Julie. Lane 5 from Ajax, Tatum. Lane 6 from Markham, Chloe. Lane 7 from Oakville, Sophia. Lane 8, Toronto's Jillian. Lane 9, Olivia from Toronto. Here we go. Unofficially, Tatum O'Shea, 27.76. Julie Brosseau, 27.93. And Lucia Ucia, 28.57. Up next, championship final, girls 13 and 14, 50 freestyle. In lane 0 from Ajax, Hadley Curry. Lane 1 from Granite, Brooke Manning. Lane 2 from Toronto, Tara Antonin. Lane 3 from Toronto, Mac Peterson. Lane 4 from Markham and Jessica Shang. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Claire Nicolashin. Lane 6 from Ottawa, Amani Delima Baril. Lane 7 from Ajax, Janine Gamelo. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Michaela Blake. Lane 9 from Toronto, Stella Vreeken. Mr. Referee.
I think all
At this age, you'll see swimmers taking 1, 2, maybe 3 breaths in a 50 free, and that's it. With a dominant win here, Jessica Shang, 27.53. Claire Nicolushan, 28.37, and Michaela Blake at 28.68. Nice swim for Jessica for sure. Up next, the B final, girls 15 and over, 50 freestyle. Lane 0 from York, Kira. Lane 1 from Granite, Ann. Lane 2, Orangeville's Willow. Lane 3, Richmond Hill, Rhea. Lane 4, Scarborough's Martine. Lane 5, Charlottetown's Amy. Lane 6 from York, Julia. Lane 7 from Granite, Sydney. Lane 8 from Ottawa, Jasmine. Lane 9 from York, Michelle. In lane 4, swimming a very strong 50 on this B final, Martine Nyhoff, 27.36. Amy Wheatley, 28.14. And Rhea Key, 28.33. Next up, championship final, girls 15 and over, 50 freestyle. In lane 0 from Richmond Hill, Julia Bodasar. Lane 1 from Ottawa, Abby Brasseau. Lane 2 from Granite, Gabriela Landau. Lane 3 from Ajax, Alyssa Betancourt. Lane 4 from Ajax, Ariana Fernandez. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Janelle Gurzoy. Lane 6 from Orangeville, Logan Tucker. Lane 7 from Granite, Laura Keyworth. Lane 8 from Toronto, Tina Beeson. And in lane number 9 from Ajax, Emily Long. Mr. Referee. As the saying goes, if you don't have a kick, you can't do a 50. These girls are all kicking what we call a 6-beat kick. Lane 4 and 5 are clearly out in front on this heat, looking very strong, very tight. Here we go. Well, how do you like that? We have a tie. Ariana Fernandez and Janelle Gurzo, we have a tie, 27-21. Alicia Betancourt, 28-16 for bronze. Nice swim, girls. Next up, the B final, boys 13 and 14, 50 freestyle. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Ajax, Braylon. Lane 1 from Scarborough, Jared. Lane 2 from Markham, Charles. Lane 3 from Pickering, Benji. Lane 4, Toronto's Alex. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Benny. Lane 6, Ajax, Caden. Lane 7 Denise from Toronto, lane 8, Ajax Brody, and lane 9 from Toronto, Jonathan. Here we go. Lane 4 out in front. Here we go. Alex Schiffman, 25.80. Dominant race on that one. Caden Ward, 26.47. And Benny Malone, 26.48. Up next, championship final, boys 13 and 1450 freestyle. Lane 0 from Orangeville, Garrett Langloy. Lane 1 from Scarborough, Tulsi Noreen Singh. Lane 2 from Toronto, Philip Samadik. Lane 3 from Vaughan, Aaron Sood. Lane 4 from Orangeville, Alexander Bowen. Lane 5 from Vaughan, Richard Miao. Lane 6 from Richmond Hill, James Shen. Lane 7 from Richmond Hill, Brian Zhang. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Kareem Cease. And lane number 9 from Charlottetown, David Dew. Take a bow, David. Alexander Bowen from Orangeville looks like he has an early lead in lane 4. Lane 5 is coming on strong. Here we go. Alexander Bowen, lane 4, 26.01. Richard Miao, 26.21. And Aaron Sood, 26.64. Up next, championship final, 15 and over boys, 50 freestyle. No, back up. The B final, 15 and over boys, 50 freestyle. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Vaughan, Oliver. Lane 1 from Vaughan, Bob. Lane 2 from Scarborough, Ashawi. Lane 3 from Richmond Hill, Justin. Lane 4 from Orangeville, Evan. Lane 5, J Dolphins, Hoyron. Lane 6 from Granite, Sean Newman. Lane 7 from Richmond Hill, Eric Zhang. Lane 8, Toronto's Cade. Lane 9, Toronto's Callum. Here we go. Evan Aguiar Winter for the win, 25.08. Justin Wang, 25.15, and Hoyrun Rue, 25.30. Up next, championship final, boys 15 and over 50 freestyle. Lane 0 from Ajax, Connor Smythe. Lane 1 from Vaughan, Reed Tishi. Lane 2 from Granite, Bijan Zion. Lane 3 from Whippy Dolphins, Ethan Plasek. Lane 4 from Charlottetown, Peter Van Wielen. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Cameron Maxwell. Lane 6 from Charlottetown, Charlie Morse. Lane 7 from Orangeville, Tristan Curry. Lane 8 from Oshawa, Jack Kelly. Lane 9 from Orangeville, Andre Vass. Mr. Referee. You don't have to look closely, but following these guys, there's a wave coming in. We call that a bow wave. After they hit the wall, it's going to crush over top of their heads. A big wave coming in. Therefore, we need a breakout on the short course 50s. But in the meantime, here we go. Peter Van der Ween, 24.95. Ethan Plasick from the Whippy Dolphins, 25.24. And Cameron Maxwell, 25.31 for the bronze. Okay, we swing back to the north end of the pool, 13 and 14, B final, 200 IM. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Toronto, Astrid Bergman. Lane 2 from Dorado, Allison Noonan. Lane 3 from Pickering, an alternate, Jasmine Jaswal. Lane 4 from Toronto, Elia Farnwood. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Bronwyn Shaw. Lane 6 from Scarborough, Caitlin Hume. Lane 7 from Charlottetown, Elena Leclerc. Lane 8 from Toronto, Olivia Francis. Lane 9 from Vaughan, Lucia Ucia. Lane 7 is having a nice swim here with just 10 meters to go. Elena Leclerc, Charlottetown Bluefins, 237.92. Elia Farnwood, 239.02. And Allison Noonan, 239.17. The results on the board are official. Up next, the championship final, girls 13 and 14, 200 IM. In lane 0 from Scarborough, Claire Nicolashian. Lane 1 from Toronto, Lily Sheridan. Lane 2 from Toronto, Lorden Bennett. Lane 3 from Granite, Julia Decker. Lane 4 from Toronto, Mac Peterson. Lane 5 from J Dolphins, Chloe Shen. Lane 6 from Dorado, Sophia Calavini. Lane 7 from Ajax, Abby Gamello. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Elise Borgi. Lane 9 from Oakville, Bao Tran. Mr. Referee. .200 IM always requires a balanced approach. This event is never won on the first 50 and rarely won on the first 100. All 4 strokes have to be strong, and the best IMers have the best worst stroke. However, it never hurts to have a good 50 fly. Lily Sheridan in lane 1, 30.58. Mac Peterson at the 150, 157.32. Sophia Calavini, 157.99. And Lily Sheridan, 159.40. At the 150, here we go, 25 meters to go. From Toronto, Mac Peterson, 232.37. Sophia Calavini, 232.95. And Chloe Shen, 234.03. The results on the board are official. Up next, the B final, girls 15 and over, 200 IM. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Richmond Hill and Jiwoo Kwan. Lane 1 from Charlottetown, Courtney McBride. Lane 2 from Toronto, Isabella Monahan. Lane 3 from Charlottetown, Amy Wheatley. Lane 4 from Granite, Laura Keyworth. Lane 5 from Ajax, Maya Harrison. Lane 6 from Toronto, Clara Hudichin. Lane 7 from Granite, Sydney Gray. Lane 8 from Waterloo, Alina Armbruster. Lane 9 from Vaughan, Annika Klausman. Maya Harrison at the 50, 31.20. Amy Wheatley at 31.74. Maya Harrison with an excellent backstroke leg, a 107.88 at the 100. Alyssa Cook, 110.32, and Annika Klausman, 112.28. Some IMers live and die by the 50 breaststroke leg in any 200 or 400 IM. Maya Harrison for the win, 233.10. Alina Armbruster, 233.85. And Annika Klausman, 234.43. The results on the board are now official. Up next, championship final, 200 IM, 15 and over girls. Lane 0 from Ajax, Alyssa Betancourt. Lane 1 from Ottawa, Karina Grusin. Lane 2 from Orangeville, Abby Sostar. Lane 3 from Etobicoke, Maya Falcon. Lane 4 from Ajax, Ariana Fernandez. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Janelle Gurzoy. Lane 6, Laura Keyworth. Lane 7 from the Sioux, Olivia Starzomski. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Sam Bariza. And in lane 9 from Orangeville, Logan Tucker. Mr. Referee. Excellent first 50 fly. Ariana Fernandez, 29.88. Logan Tucker, 30.9. And Janelle Gurzoy, 30.90 as well. At the 100, Ariana Fernandez, 107.64. Janelle Gurzoy, lane 5, 108.29. And Maya Falcon, 109.64. With a very strong third 50 breaststroke, Ariana Fernandez, 148.9. Janelle Gurzoy, 152.22. And Abby Sostar, 153.38. Ariana Fernandez, 222.92. Janelle Gurzoy, 224.95. and Abby Sostar, 227.97. The results on the board are official. Up next, the B final, boys 13 and 14, 200 IM. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Scarborough, Tulsi Nareen Singh. Lane 1 from Vaughan, Aaron Sood. Lane 2 from Vaughan, Michael DeBas. Lane 3 from Ajax, Corey Gui. Lane 4 from Scarborough, Quinn George. Lane 5 from Toronto, Denise Makul. Lane 6 from Scarborough, Declan Magroti. Lane 7 from Vaughan, Stefan Vlachik. Lane 8 from Ajax, Brody Kajuria. And lane 9 from Richmond Hill, Avesta Ashuri. Quinn George at the 100, 108.54. Declan McGrody, 109.50. And Michael DeVias, 110.28. Lane 4, Quinn George, 229 flat. Denise McCool, 231 flat. And Declan Mogroti, 231.96. Up next, championship final, 200 IM, 13 and 14 boys. Lane 0 from Toronto, Philip Samardix. Lane 1 from Pickering, Benji Sykes. Lane 2 from Ajax, Caden Ward. Lane 3 from Waterloo, Alexander Roos. Lane 4 from Orangeville, Owen Jibb. Lane 5 from Vaughan, Michael Yakubov. Lane 6 from Markham, Stephen Hui. Lane 7 from Scarborough, Jared Melzak. Lane 8 from Toronto, Jonathan Lebel. Lane 9 from Richmond Hill, Jerry Zhao. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Caden Ward, 29.15. Michael Yakubov, 29.28. And Jared Melzak, 29-67. Stephen Hui is an excellent breaststroker out in front at 147.93. Michael Yagabov, 150.49, and Jared Melzak, 152.22. Stephen Hui from Markham in lane 6 can do it all. Strong swimmer, 220.76 for Stephen. Michael Yakubov, 225.31, and Owen Jibb from Orangeville, 225.47. The results on the board are official. Up next, 15 and over boys B final, 200 IM. Mr. Referee. From the St. John's Legends in Newfoundland, Josh Dancy's in lane 0. Markham Ethan Jong is in lane 1. Lane 2 from Ajax, Connor Smythe. Lane 3 from Ajax, Gregor McPherson. Lane 4 from Toronto, Aidan Stever. Lane 5 from Scarborough, Ashi Akigawa. Lane 6 from Vaughan, Oliver Kramer. Lane 7 from Vaughan, Bob Zhu. Lane 8 from Ajax, Danny Hamadan. Lane 9 from Charlottetown, Blake Kingston. Akagawa is first at the 50, 28.99. With an excellent backstroke legs, Connor Smythe is indeed a backstroker at 103.51 at the 100. Oliver Kramer, 105.05, and Ashi Akagawa, 106.11. Connor Smythe maintains his lead at 146.84 at the 150 mark. Connor Smythe, 218.14 for the win of this heat. Gregor McPherson, 221.67. Ashi Akagawa, 221.89 for third. The results on the board are official. Up next, the 15 and over boys championship final, 200 IM. In lane 0 from Ajax, Matthew Nowak. Lane 1 from the Granite Gators, Sean Newman. Lane 2 from Waterloo, Matthew Burton. Lane 3 from Richmond Hill, Nicholas Bulban. Lane 4 from J Dolphins, Eric Pakakili. Lane 5 from J Dolphins, Hoyan Rue. Lane 6 from Orangeville, Evan Aguiar Winter. Lane 7 from the Whippy Dolphins, Ethan Plasik. Lane 8 from Charlottetown, Peter Vandeligem. Lane 9 from Granite Gators, Christopher Billman. Mr. Referee. Spoil alert, the Raptors-Milwaukee game is underway. Raptors 4, Milwaukee 3. Eric's first at the 100, 102.04. Evan Aguiar Winter, 102.52. And Christopher Billman, 104.29. Nicholas Bolban out in front now, 141.56. Eric's through at 142.71, and Hoyan Rue, 145.47. Nicholas Bolban, 213.46 for the win. Eric's through at 214.04, and Evan Aguiar Winter, 216.64. The results on the board are official. Up next, the B final. Girls 13 and 14, 100-meter backstroke. Timeout on the floor, Milwaukee 9, Toronto 6. In the water now in lane 0 from Orangeville, Adelicia Aberdeen. Lane 1 from Toronto, Olivia Francis. Lane 2 from Pickering, Jasmine Jaswal. Lane 3 from Oshawa, Hannah Kolesnik. Lane 4 from Scarborough, Claire Nicolishan. Lane 5 from Toronto, Tara Antonin. Lane 6 from Toronto, Mac Peterson. Lane 7 from Ottawa, Sophie Bachane. Lane 8 from Charlottetown, Alina Leclerc. And in lane 9 from Ajax, Hadley Curry. Claire Nicolishan, 111.69. Tara Antonin, 112.58. And Hannah Kolesnik, 113.57. The results on the board are official. Up next, championship final, 13 and 14 girls, 100 backstroke. In lane 0 from Toronto, Lily Sheridan. Lane 1 from Scarborough, Michaela Blake. Lane 2 from Granite, Brooke Manning. Lane 3 from Markham, Jessica Shang. Lane 4 from Ajax, Natalie Merrill. Lane 5 from Ajax, Tatum O'Shea. Lane 6 from Toronto, Natalie Stokes. Lane 7 from Scarborough, Elise Borgi. Lane 8 from Orangeville, Bronwyn Shaw. Lane 9 from Markham, Lisa Wang. Mr. Referee. Very strong first 50. Natalie Merrill, 31.25. Tatum O'Shea, 32.48, and 33.65 for Jessica Shang. It's Natalie Merrill at the 100, 105.74 for the win. Tatum O'Shea, 106.48, and Jessica Shang, 108.81. The results on the board are now official. Up next, the B final, girls 15 and over, 100 back. Mr. Referee. Lane 0 from Ottawa, Abby Brasseau. Lane 1 from Ottawa, Fiona Stewart. Lane 2 from Toronto, Claire Hendricks. Lane 3 from Markham, Naomi Shang. Lane 4 from Ajax, Maya Harrison. Lane 5 from Dorado, Allison Storr. Lane 6 from York, Germana Santanetti. Lane 7 from Ottawa, Karina Grusin. Lane 8 from Scarborough, Heidi Acott. Lane 9 from Scarborough, Nadej Regenhagen. Here we go. Mayor Harrison, 110.03. Heidi Acott, 110.07. And Allison Storr, 110.22. The results on the board are now official. Up next, championship final, girls 15 and over 100 backstroke. In lane 0 from Ajax, Emily Long. Lane 1 from Orangeville. I'm dying here. Lane 1 from Orangeville, Abby Sostar. Lane 2 from Dorado, Michaela Datars. Lane 3 from Richmond Hill, Rhea Key. Lane 4 from Sudbury, Martine Nyhoff. Lane 5 from Waterloo, Natalie Peterson. Lane 6 from Charlottetown, Courtney McBride. Lane 7 from Ottawa, Jasmine DeLima Baril. Lane 8 from Etobicoke, Maya Falcon. And lane number 9 from the Granite Gators, Gabriela Landau. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Martine Nyhoff, 31.85. Natalie Pearson, 31.98. And Rhea Key, 32.89. Last 10 meters, we got two ladies coming in very strong with a great finish. Here we go. Lane 5, Natalie Peterson, 104.96. Martine Nyhoff, 104.97, 1/100th of a second. Third spot, Rhea Key, 108.19. The results on the board are official. Up next, 13 and 14 boys B final 100 backstroke. Mr. Referee. We have a timeout on the floor. The score was 16-16, and now Milwaukee's up 21-16 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Lane 0, Ajax Tristan Rain. Lane 1 from Toronto, Denise Kiss. Lane 2 from Scarborough, Jonathan Bilowitz. Lane 3 from Vaughan, Aaron Sood. Lane 4 from Oakville, Luke Page. Lane 5 from Richmond Hill, Avesti Ashuri. Lane 6 from Scarborough, Declan McGrody. Lane 7 from Pickering, David Harvey. Lane 8, Jay Dolphin, Spencer Lead. Lane 9, William Liu from Rosemount. Luke Page, 108.44. Avesti Ashuri, 109.85. And Aaron Sood, 110.14. The results on the board are official. Up next, championship final, boys 13 and 14, 100 backstroke. In lane 0 from Scarborough, Anthony DiCarlo. Lane 1 from Ajax, Caden Ward. Lane 2 from Ajax, Braylon Loesch Perry. Lane 3 from Vaughan, Richard Meow. Lane 4 from Orangeville, Alexander Bowen. Lane 5 from Markham, Charles Zhang. Lane 6 from Richmond Hill, Max Demenin. Lane 7 from Scarborough, Quinn George. Lane 8 from Vaughan, Jesus Kova. And then lane number 9 from Oakville, Alexander Malashki. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Alexander Bowen, 30.34. Charles Zhang, 31.29. And Richard Meow, 32.05. Alexander Bowen, 102.50. Charles Zhang for second, 104.68. And Caden Ward, 106.51. The results on the board are official. Up next, the B final, boys 15 and over, 100 backstroke. Mr. Referee.
Second alternate will be going into lane 7. Second alternate.
Lane 0 from Pickering, Victor Ragovic. Lane 1 from Vaughan, Oliver Kramer. Lane 2 from Richmond Hill, James Lee. Lane 3 from J Dolphins, C. Lee. Lane 4 from Ajax, Danny Hamadan. Lane 5 from Ajax, Gregor McPherson. Lane 6 from Toronto, Reed Miller McMurphy. Lane 7, Isaac Hendrickson from Charlottetown. Lane 8 from Dorado, Mario Agostino. Lane 9 from York, Jonathan Vigalicum. Reed Miller Murphy at the 50, 31.16. C. Lee, 31.92. Reed Miller Murphy, 104.67. Gregor McPherson, 106.24. And C. Lee, 106.76. The results on the board are official. Final race of the evening, the boys 15 and over, championship final, 100 backstroke. In lane 0 from Orangeville, Andre Vass. Lane 1 from Waterloo, Andrew Cooper. Lane 2 from Richmond Hill, Eric Zhang. Lane 3 from J Dolphins, Eric Pakagu. Lane 4 from Orangeville, Cameron Maxwell. Lane 5 from Orangeville, Evan Aguiar Winter. Lane 6 from Richmond Hill, Justin Wang. Lane 7 from Charlottetown, Charlie Morse. Lane 8 from Granite, Christopher Billman. And lane 9 from Granite Gators, Bajan Zayan. Mr. Referee. At the 50, Cameron Maxwell, 29.22. Evan Aguiar Winter, 29.87. Eric Pakalu, 29.90. Cameron Maxwell, 10004. Eric Pakagu, 101.80. And Justin Wang, 102.18. That concludes this evening's program. Congratulations for Summers posting best times. Warm-up in the morning is at 6:30. The score at the end of the first quarter, Milwaukee 31, Raptors 18.